Hey everybody, Mr. B here and welcome to the Loft. Today we're going to talk about the deliciousness that is deviled eggs. One of the things that I love about deviled eggs is the spectrum of garnishment. I mean, you can be basic Becky all the way to topping them with beluga caviar and smoked salmon and all points in between. But here's the key. If your basic devilization of those eggs is not good, it doesn't have the right texture, doesn't matter what you put on them, they're not going to be worth crap. So, come along for this ride and I'm going to show you how it's done. Alright kids, we are going to be in dub-over mode. What I'm explaining here is that you need to structure eggs in cold water with about half a cup of vinegar and then bring that up to a boil. Once you see this, you need to cover, turn your heat off, and set a timer for 15 minutes. And we're going to drain off the hot water after the 15 minutes, and we're going to add some ice. This is going to stop the cooking, make them easier to peel, as well as keep that sort of green-gray ring forming around the yolks. Let these cool all the way down, and you'll begin peeling under some gently running cold water. Once your eggies are peeled, you're going to want to try to remove as much moisture from them as possible. Make sure that there's no lingering shells and the like. Then we're going to start cutting these in half, placing the yolks in one bowl, and setting our whites over on our pretty little platter there. Lather, rinse, and repeat. Now you always want to make some extra eggs and hold two back just in case you need it to adjust the texture of your devilization of your eggs. And also, you know, some of these are not going to come out pretty, so you want to go out first with your pretty ones and leave the rest for replenishment. Adding a little sea salt to that. I'm going to go with a touch, a couple of pinches or so of some black pepper. And I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise to start. You can always add more later if you need it. Next, I'm going to add some yellow mustard, 1 tablespoon. I find that the 2-to-1 ratio, mayonnaise to mustard, seems to work out pretty well. To that, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of some sweet dill relish. You could also use dill if you prefer the sour. 6 1/2 dozen the other, in my opinion. What is important is to get just a little bit of that juice in there. It's going to help with the texture and just sort of bring kind of that sweetness or sourness all the way through your mixture. Okay, with the fork you're going to mix to combine all of those ingredients together. I like mine to still have a little bit of chunks. Take this opportunity to test one last time for seasoning, just your salt and pepper, even your pickled relish, even your mayo or mustard for that matter if you need to at this point. Now we're going to start filling our eggs. Now a lot of people will use a piping bag for that, but I just hate cleaning a piping bag, so I'm going to use a spoon. Need about half a spoonful for each egg. I think that this gives this a very rustic presentation, and it's not as homogeneous as using and look as using a piping bag. So we're just going to fill our eggs. The key here is you're going to want to make sure that, you're being a little conservative because you need that filling to make it through all the eggs. Now time to garnish. So this is your basic Becky deviled egg. Now in the South we obviously put paprika on them. Make sure that you make as big a mess as possible like I just did there. This red and the smokiness of that paprika just really gives it great flavor. To that I'm adding some chopped chive. Then we're going to add some fresh dill. Really goes great with that sweet relish. I'm just going to finish it off with some fresh parsley, of course. So there you have it, guys. It doesn't have to be for a special occasion. You can do deviled eggs anytime. It makes for great snacks. And what you can do is just put some toothpicks around in them, cover it up with some saran wrap. They'll stay in the refrigerator for several days, actually. So click subscribe. Come along for the ride. Hopefully we'll get this audio stuff figured out, and we're going to see you next time, kids. Take care.